Today, Precarious plays
The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Okay. Time to try not to freak out about a bunch of wasp nests while I... Ooh. This is such an exterminating job.
Link is...
I feel like a pest control operator right
yeah,
now.
he's Hyrule's handyman. Well, Termina's handyman too.
Mm-hmm.
He does a little bit of everything. He'll cut your grass, clean your pipes.
What room? Was it in this room?
Well, there are nests in here. You could give them a shot. Talking more about Breath of the Wild, because it's not the kind of thing that I... The only time I would ever want to play it on this show is if I was trying to recreate, like, the exact situation that made me really like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't be so bad, I suppose. Yeah. Keep in mind, you're almost out of magic, and I don't actually know if the wasp nest will fall down if you hit them with a bubble. And you have lots of arrows.
Yeah.
So before I was talking about how, like, if there was a claw shot or a hook shot in Breath of the Wild that was hooked into the same system as all of the other items, just like the boomerang, right? I kept finding things that would fill me with hope for variety. It set this expectation of, like, a proper Legend of Zelda game, like, item variety, tool variety.
Yeah, with, like, all the dungeon items and all that stuff.
I mean, not even like that. Okay, so it's like... There's an interesting system in Breath of the Wild that it can go unnoticed for really long periods of time, but there was one particular point where there was an elevated enemy camp, like one of the ones that is in a tree, that's in sort of like this little bowl of land on top of a hill, right? So it's almost a plateau. It's almost a plateau, except it is sort of like this cup shape. Make sure you don't accidentally jump on the spider when you jump down. And just go to all of the rooms and listen and look for bee nests now.
Okay.
Because there are only 4 more. And I remember that you can just use up on the right stick to look around. I guess roll into all of these pots just for your own peace of mind. Make sure it's a really solid hit on each individual one. So, I happened upon this place while it was raining, right?
Ha!
I happened upon this place while it was raining, and that bowl was filled with water. So I could use my, it's cryokinesis, but I can't remember what it, I think it's abridged. The name is abridged in the game. Was it just cryonesis?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I could use my ability to form ice from water to make an elevated platform that allowed me to properly assail this elevated facility. Shortly after, like, I engaged the enemy, though, the rain had cleared up, and all of that evaporated. And in that moment, I thought, wow, I wish I could play the Song of Storms. Right? There were so many times where I would think, like, boy, it would be kind of cool if I could play the Song of Storms, the Sun Song, if I had the Wind Waker and I could change the direction of the wind. Like, it would have been, I think there would have been some cool uses for some of these tools that have been present in various games throughout the franchise in this sandbox. Even if they didn't make, like, specific puzzles for them at all.
But the environment contains enough puzzles.
People, I think, with the tools, they'll find their own fun with those, you know? It's sort of like how I was delighted to have those sticky Octorok, not Octorok, I don't think they were they connected to the Octoroks? The sticky self-filling balloon things.
Yeah.
I got up to some absolute nonsense.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, with those. And it also, just, there are so many problems that seem to be overlooked, generally speaking. And it bothers me because I don't understand why people are so seemingly uniformly, like, enraptured by Breath of the Wild. And the reason why it bothers me is because I saw so little criticism for, like, the systems of the game. When Ocarina of Time came out, it set a template that was followed for, like, what, 5 or 6 games? It was Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and then to a somewhat lesser extent, I suppose, Skyward Sword. Did I miss any? I don't know. Several games, right? Like 4 development cycles basically followed Ocarina of Time as a template. I would be very upset to see Breath of the Wild repeated for 4 games. I would not want to see 4 more Breaths of the Wild.
Ooh.
Pretty sure there's just one more. Do you hear more skritting?
No, but I didn't when I came in here because I think they're all in the nests.
Okay.
That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it.
So there are interconnected problems, and it bothers me. Like, I can't imagine that Nintendo didn't recognize them as problems. It seems absurd to say because the world is so fucking huge, but Breath of the Wild feels rushed.
It does feel a little rushed. It feels like they spent a lot of time making a bunch of toys and putting them in a sandbox, and then didn't spend nearly as much time making beautiful things like this place that I'm in right now.
Like little handcrafted experience. Not even that. I mean, yes. That was definitely a problem.
But not exclusively that as a problem.
Right. My deal is it feels like they didn't. Let me get back to the interconnected problem business.
Could you do me a solid?
What?
Could you spin attack
every square inch of the grass?
Yes, please, because I lack the patience to do so with other people watching.
So, did it again. I need to stop saying so whenever I'm nervous. In Breath of the Wild, there's not enough cool stuff to go in boxes. I feel a little cheated because one of the earliest boxes I found was one of a very small number in the game, like shrine treasures, right?
Yeah.
It was one of the very small number of shrine treasures that has a wearable piece of equipment in it.
Yeah.
It was one of like the hiker climber set.
Yeah.
Right? And I thought, okay, that means that's the standard. There's going to be cool, weird stuff in all of these.
All over the place.
Yeah. If not all of these, then like a lot of them. And my mind, because I didn't know, I purposefully avoided information on Breath of the Wild. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I knew very, very little about it going in, right?
I don't know what to do.
Check the central room from the second floor and see if there are any nests.
How do I gotta go
Either
through
of the
here.
side rooms.
This is beginning to be frustrating because I feel like this has gone fairly smoothly, considering that we had to run back for a couple of things.
Yeah.
And
You need to turn around and go the other direction. You'll have to just drop because you have to start from
I just
full
wanted
height.
to make sure I dropped down. Yeah.
Okay. It feels like it's gone pretty smoothly, but
Well, but now I'm, you know,
yeah,
running back.
if they had included 31, but the last one would always disappear once you had found 30, that would have been a niceness.
There's a flower on that central column.
That's for getting the
Oh yeah, that's right.
one in the center. I mean, just listen for scratching. Break the pots.
We already.
Did you put bugs in the pile of sand on the wall on this side below this one?
Yeah.
I don't know if you did. I think you put them in that corner in the far room. Go get some bugs and put them.
This.
No, you did that one.
I did that one.
I don't think you did the one below this one.
Okay.
I don't know if it will have a Skulltula in it, but like honestly, you were handling it, and I was talking about Breath of the Wild, so I sort of zoned out, which is a problem. You might have to find the last one between episodes to resolve the situation.
This?
Yeah.
No. I did that one, and I did the one across from it, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Wait. Did you do the one under the rock? I'm not sure if you can. No, I don't think you can because a plant came out of that one.
Yeah.
And it's gone now, so you can't. Even if you could have.
Maybe there's something up here?
Yeah, look at the roof, see if there are nests. I'll finish talking about Breath of the Wild, and then if we don't find it, we'll look for it between episodes.
Okay.
One of, I think, the biggest problems with Breath of the Wild is that there's a distinct lack of reward just throughout the game. And that blows my mind because it's a Legend of Zelda game. And just imagine, could you imagine if they included as a reward for one of the shrine dungeons, if it had been an Ocarina of Time app?
Yeah.
Or just the Ocarina of Time. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool too. But like I was really honestly expecting, I was at some point whenever I had the Sheikah Slate, I was like, I wonder how long it's gonna be before they very cutely introduce the fact that it's also like a fantasy MP3 player.
Yeah.
And I'll just be able to have it play like a version of the Song of Storm that makes it rain. Now, some people might say like, hey, that's not fair. You can't imagine something like that and then be mad that it's not in the game. Fuck off. It's the Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda is usually it excels in those tiny little nuance. The Legend of Zelda is a series where an organ grinder, you listen to his problems, he gives you a magic mask that helps you rapidly age small creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And then a punk kid is so happy that you made his little friends
Grow up.
so he could see them before a moon crashed into the planet and killed everyone. He gives you another magic mask, a hood of sorts, that fills you with the spirit of the wild and lets you run faster. Okay?
Yeah.
The cool shit happens in Zelda.
Yes, all the weird, cool shit happens in Zelda. And I think they missed the boat on the MP3 player sitch.
Yeah, or just being like, hey, there are 100 or whatever, there are a butt ton of shrines, and all we're gonna say is one of them has the Wind Waker in it.
Yeah.
It's the Wind Waker from Wind Waker. Somehow it wound up here. And now, in this time, in this place. And if you find it, you can have it.
What a good dream.
And just want to reiterate, I like Breath of the Wild. I just think that it could have been better, and seeing a lack of criticism that would push people to make it better, that was lacking online, and that was disturbing.